Hey guys, Ryan House here, and welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to continue our Let's Play series for Panzer Corps Allied Corps, and I'm very excited to kick this off. When we left off, we had just finished two scenarios in Africa with the 8th Royal Army. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and load our last game. Alright, so this was the end of our last game. You can see our status here, and we're just going to go ahead and move on to the next scenario. Brilliantly done. Fort Capuzzo has fallen, and the Italians are sent packing. We could not have expected a better outcome. I urge you, however, to prepare for a counterattack. The Italians really must respond to this humiliation quickly and with substantial force. Indeed.
It appears that the loss of Fort Capuzzo has roused the Italians to action. They have dispatched an ad hoc unit, I believe their term for it is raggruppamento, to sweep the border area near Fort Capuzzo and put an end to the raids we've mounted so successfully of late. This is a combined arms formation, and the key to defeating it is overcoming the Italian armor. It is doubtful that you'll encounter medium tanks. None have yet been seen in action in this theater, and so far as we know, their armored element will consist of the very light tanks they seem so fond of. Once you've dealt with them, the rest of the unit should be open to destruction. Don't waste the opportunity. This battle will prove to be the very first armored action of the campaign, and it is imperative that you land a heavy blow.
Alright, so here's the deployment phase. Destroy all enemy units for triumph. That's what we'll be working on. Okay. Alright, so there are the light Italian tanks. Can't seem to click on them. They don't look too tough though. You can see here we have our units from before carrying on into this scenario. And here's the size of the map. It's pretty large map indeed. So here we have some British 2-pounders, some anti-tank guns, and another unit of cruisers. So maybe one of these units will carry on with us, probably not. Okay, so let's go ahead and deploy our troops here. I think we're going to put our infantry up onto this hill. It's also an objective location. And let's see here. Our scout cars as well. We'll place one down there. And one... You know what? Actually, I'm going to remove all these units because we didn't reinforce them before we deploy them. You can see they still have their damage left over from the last scenario. So what we'll do to remove the units from the field, you just right click on them, okay? And then you can see you can just go ahead and reinforce them as you wish. Now we're going to be using elite replacements because we have so much prestige right now. We might as well do that. And some advice from some of the viewers was make sure that you reinforce the units even further. So we're going to pump them up to 11. Now this was unknown to me earlier, otherwise I would have done it last scenario. And apparently you can get the units up to plus 15. Okay, so I'm just checking to see if we can upgrade any of our units further. Doesn't look like it. So let's go ahead and deploy our tanks, deploy our scout cars, and our infantry. Now, to kind of further flesh out our units, because we can deploy 4 out of 8, that means we can have a total of 4 more units. So let's go ahead and buy some more units here. I'm going to buy some artillery, and I'm going to put them in a quad vehicle. You can see they have a pretty good heart attack against vehicles, so I'm hoping that will be the case, and they should be relatively effective against the Italian light armor. We're going to place them in the woods right next to our infantry in case the enemy attacks the infantry, then they'll have to contend with our artillery. Alright, and then anti-air, I don't see any enemy air just yet, so I don't think that's necessary, and we already have a 2-pounder on the field, so we're going to actually get some more Bren carrier infantry. We're going to place them in the town down to the south. Okay, so now we have 6 core units, pretty much. 6 out of 8, so we're a little less than what we could be. Let's go ahead and start. Alright, now we can get a look at the Italian armor. So the 23rd L335. So L335 tank is really, really bad. So let's take our medium tanks and show them what's what. Yeah. Oh, it would be horrible to be an Italian tank crew. Now these light tanks only had a crew of 2. You had the commander in the top and the driver, and that's it. And the commander in the top was also the spotter, the loader, and the firer of the weapon. So he had his hands full. And the efficiency of that vehicle was horrible. But it was a small target. That's about the only good thing it had going for it. It was a small target. Alright, another 15 light tanks coming down on the left flank. We're going to see if we can go ahead and deal with this. Give them some artillery. And, let's see here. Yeah, let's get our tanks in. I managed to destroy one of our tanks. Infantry attacks did pretty good. Considering that these are just standard infantry, they're not anti-tank infantry at all. So, did a pretty good job. Alright. Well, not too bad. These tanks are going down relatively easily. And wow, another 18 tanks coming down on the right side. And they were able to get a successful hit against our artillery, even though we got an ambush. Send our scout cars over there to finish them off. And now let's try out. I want to try out our anti-tank gun here. Yeah, not too bad. Wow. Our scout cars are pretty decent. I think they're better than the enemy light tanks by far. If only they had a little more armor, right? Alright. So let's go ahead and try to wipe the rest of these tanks off the field here. So we've already destroyed, let's do our math here, 23 plus another 18. 41 enemy tanks after this one right here. 41 enemy tanks gone in just 4 turns. That's crazy. It's a lot of enemy tanks. Alright, let's see here. Let's go ahead and resupply whatever units we can. And I'm not going to be doing any in-scenario reinforcements. What we'll try to do is hold off reinforcements until the next scenario every time. That way the prestige costs aren't very high. So our units will degrade over time every scenario. But yeah, I think that'll be best. Another 14 enemy tanks coming down the road. You can see these light tanks of the Italian army, they're not too good. It's very cheap for us to destroy them. Now I'm going to use this scout car to kind of scout ahead. I wonder how many of these waves are going to come our way. Let's see if our infantry can handle the tanks there. Not too effective, really. So I don't think we'll be doing too many more infantry attacks on their light tanks, or any tanks for that matter. I wonder if they'd be a little more effective in their vehicles against the enemy tanks, because you can see our Bren carriers look larger than the Italian light tank. Alright. Now, I would like to get our infantry up into this town ahead. See if we can occupy that. We'll push our scouting vehicles up. push our artillery up as well. Make sure that we hold the objectives just in case the unit gets around us. I doubt it'll happen with our scouts forward like this, unless they're on the far left or far right. Alright, yeah, so this is a big map. I would expect that we would have to attack them back, counterattack their counterattack. I would really like to find enemy... Whoa, there they are. Okay, here they are. That's a pretty big group of them up here. I would really like to find some of their supply depots if there are any on the map. Wow, so more tanks, lots of infantry, and artillery. Alright. You can see they're moving down the road in wedge formation. Let's get our 2-pounder up there as well. Alright, that's all of our units. Look at all of them. We're going to need to get behind that artillery to do good damage. So artillery is priority. Whoa, whoa! More units. This is a really large army they sent our way against our small, little elite force of British troops. I only expect this game to get more difficult as the game goes on. Let's pull this scout car back. And yeah, let's use them against their infantry. Pretty effective. We'll move our artillery up. I would like for artillery to get more experience. They are only the 25-pounder. The artillery in this game isn't all powerful, but it is very, very useful. See, I would expect that the artillery would do more damage against their tanks, but if that was the case, then they'd be doing more damage against ours as well, so I'm not really complaining. And wow, 2 casualties against enemy infantry. That's pretty good. You don't usually see that, so that's good. Right. Yep. Let's keep artillery priority here. We get rid of the enemy artillery. The infantry can just surround and pound later on. And I'm not really scared of the enemy tanks. See our infantry here. Our infantry can handle these tanks. They're already weakened enough. Alright. Okay. Now these British 2-pounders, they're kind of difficult to maneuver. They're really a defensive unit. Alright, let's see here. Okay, so we're running out of ammunition for that unit up there. I think we're probably going to be running out of ammunition for a lot of our units. So we might have to take a round to resupply. Another 2 casualties. And they're suppressed and destroyed. Wow, that was excellent. Excellent use of artillery and infantry. Yeah, it's. I really don't like moving these guys because I don't want them to move in their vehicles. Then they're completely defenseless. Let's see here. I think I'm going to use the tank or use the scout vehicle. There we go. Relieve a little pressure off that unit, and then we'll go ahead and we'll resupply this unit here, so they have some ammunition for later. Wow, so we pretty much destroyed almost half of this force already. It was big. I thought we were going to have a challenge here, but this is pretty easy. But fun. Wow, they really are going after our artillery with those tanks. And he's trying to run away, but we're not going to let that happen. Gotcha. Alright. And here, let's go ahead and resupply. Use our tanks to take out their large artillery unit here. Weaken it. And hit them with artillery. We missed. And finish them off with our infantry. Alright. Not too bad, not too bad. Okay, let's see here. Resupply. Have these guys resupply as well. Use these tanks to finish off their artillery. Alright, infantry can finish them off then. And infantry should be able to finish off that artillery as well. Nice. Alright. Overall, I'm pretty happy with this. It's going pretty well for us. Indeed. Move our arty up for next turn. See, they just attacked us there. Destroyed one of our scout cars. Can return the favor. Put some artillery on them. Now, one of the things I haven't been doing is scouting out around this area for enemy supply depots. So, actually, before I kill this unit, let's do a fair bit of scouting. See if we can find any supply depots. I don't know if they would have any supply depots since they're on the move, and I figured I would have found some by now. But we'll spend a couple turns here scouting around and looking for them. So far, no luck. Yeah, I really don't think there are any supply depots of the enemy. So, there we go. That's it for now. Let's do a last bit of scouting just in case, but I doubt we'll find anything. Alright. Alright. Well, that was a fun scenario. Let's go ahead and end the turn. And we got a triumph. Overall, not too bad, guys. I'm Righthouse. Thanks for joining me. This has been our second Let's Play for the series. When we come back, we'll continue this Let's Play series with another scenario. And I think we'll just do a scenario every other day until it's complete. Okay? Until then, take care and happy gaming.